Planky Milk campsite now. So you can see how high I am looking down there towards the river. Look, I'm about 150 feet up off the river. Right, so this would be ideal for walk along with Bear off the leader, but the only thing is, like I say, sometimes he just stupid things. He starts going down embankments, and all it takes is just one slip and he just goes all the way down to the bottom. So he has my heart in my mouth sometimes, so I've got to scream at him, get back here, come here. So the safest best bet is wait until I get further along where I'm getting lower and lower and lower. So if he does do something stupid, it's not a big drop like that down there. He won't end up breaking his bloody legs. Right, so as you can see, I'm going downhill through Boulder City now. And as we get closer, I'll show you why I call it its nickname Boulder City. It's a canny little seat. It's just the right height for it to sit on, and you still put your feet on the ground like that. So as you can see, it's all cliffs along here, because I've come right down from right up there at the top. So it's some height that you come down. So as you can see, the pathway is quite wide, but it's full of stones and full of little trip hazards, but it's manageable. Right, so as you look down to the right there, you can see a bunch of boulders that's rolled down the hill from up there, crossed over the path and just settled there, and they've been there for years. But this is why I call this area Boulder City, because there's millions of them rolled down the hill and settled at the bottom of the bank here. And there's more huge ones further on. Pheasant. You hear lots of that, pheasants calling out like that in here. Right, listen to how quiet it is. All you can hear is a slight movement of the water going over any boulders. Seems funny, like when you come to Planky Mill and it's all closed down, so the farmer's not there. His house is wide open now, the doors are open, it's abandoned, because obviously he's not staying there now. He got arrested after a search, going through his property looking for drugs probably, and he was probably grown, and so obviously they've arrested him and taken his land off him. More tea vicar. Now it'll be interesting to see how long it'll be before I actually see another human after coming along from the car park. I've just seen a bit of wood, like stair banister just down there. Must have been an old pathway going along the edge of the river further down there. But I think you come across a fence bit to block it off, saying it's not viable to use anymore. It's the same as there's been an old couple of paths going right up the cliff there. You can see the old stepping stones, but they're not very safe, so they've fenced them off because they don't want to use them. And so I'm pretty much all the way back down from the highest point up there. You see all the water running down the cliff, look, dropping down, it's running all the way down here. It's coming down the path here. That's why they've got a drainage ducted in the path to run the water off the pathway. So this is signs of the old path that used to take you up there. At one time you can see the stairs going up there, bend off to the left, then bend off to the right and just go further up and further up, further along. But obviously it's too dangerous now, they're all worn and dropping to bits. That's why they've put these temporary wooden fences to stop you going up there. Couple of little moor hens just landed down there on the water. Right, so if you look straight ahead you can see massive boulders just either side of the pathway up ahead, and that's what I call Boulder City, because they're absolutely huge, and you can see where they've come from up there at the top of the cliff, roll down here. So like I say, I'll be fine walking along here and let Bear off his leader. I did before, I've come along here with him before, but when I get round the corner where the farmers' fields are over there, I don't know if there's going to be any sheep in the field area. I don't think there is. Well, every time I've come along here there's been no sheep in the field at the beginning, so, but I'm always concerned. I always look left, right, left, right, left, right all the time when I'm walking along. Right, so that bit pathway along the bottom, you can see where they've temporarily fenced it off to stop people going along the bottom there. Because any wood, it'll be rotten and probably break through it if you step on it. So that's why they've fenced it off to stop you going along there. Right, so I'm coming to the area known as the corner, where it's all pebble stone, where people on that side drop down to the water's edge and sit down and have picnics. I'm just trying to see what that is up ahead, like it looks like white rose or something. Right, so that's where you used to go along the path, look. but obviously they've got it temporarily fenced off as well. So further on it must be old fencing that's all rotten, so it'd be dangerous to step on. So when I cross the bridge at Planky Mill campsite, I'll be coming back along here and I'll drop down onto those pebble stones at the corner here with the picnic site. And I'll give you a closer look where people all gather here to have family picnics with the kids and sit and have your flasks of tea and sandwiches and biscuits and crisps and whatever as a picnic. Well, it looks like it's just huge tree stumps that are starting to turn white with salt on the bark. Right, so this is the start of Boulder City, where the huge boulders are either side of the path, look, that you've got to zigzag through. Right, let's look back where I came from. Right, just a little wooden bridge here to help you get across this little gully. So obviously there's water running down from the hill up here. You can see drips of water coming down, and it's coming down from right up the top of the cliff there, up there, look, and it's just making its way all the way down here. I thought I heard somebody coming along. Right, so there's the beach area just down there to the right. So off the main path you just come down through the gap and then you get on the stones and you walk left or right to come along right next to the water. Right, look at the size of these boulders that's rolled from up there and come all the way down here and just settle like this one here. It's like rolled down, hit this tree by the roots and just stop there. It's probably been there for hundreds of years. Same as these big ones here, look. Somebody's been busy with a chainsaw. These weren't here before, last time I came here. These are all new. Right, round this little bend and then drop down to where there's a wooden bridge goes across a brook. Some wooden railings just there, and looks like you can cut along there. It's like a viewing point, I think, to look down on the river. But I prefer to go right down to the bottom and go along. Like there's a small bit of a beached area on this side of the river as well, so you can go right down to the water's edge and have a look at the little drop down flows. Right, this is the S-bend I was telling you about, where you go around with a bit of an S-bend and then drop down again. Right, so I'm opposite the area named as the corner. It's commonly known as the corner by locals. So when you come along from the official car park, you come along on the main path there, then you just drop down that gap and it brings you down onto all the pebbles. And when it's been lashing down the rain for a few days, you don't see these big boulders where the white rapids coming over, like a bit of a weir, because it's flowing over that fast. You don't see the stones. But I'll be going right away along to Planky Mill campsite now, cross over the main bridge, and I'll be coming back from that direction. Then I'll drop down onto the corner and just check out the water's edge and point my camera both ways before moving on towards the main car park. You've got to be careful coming down here because it's all tree roots, as you can see, and they're slippy. Right, down the stone steps, back onto the main path. And you can see the little path that takes you down towards the water's edge on the sand area. Right. So there's your little wooden bridge that takes you across the stream that's coming down to meet the main river here. Right, I think I'll have a quick whisk while I'm pointing my camera to the bit of a weir there, the rapids, before anybody comes. Right, that's better. I can concentrate on what I'm doing now. I came along here with Bear. He was off his leader, and I was trying to catch him to put him back on his leader because I didn't know if there was going to be any sheep in that field there. But could I catch him? Nah. And could I try and trap him behind the gate so I could get his leader on? Nah. He was cute as a box of monkeys. It was when I first started bringing him out, and obviously he knew when I was approaching him he was going to be going back on his leader, so he used to nick off all the time. Of course I cannot run after him to get on his leader, so I used to get angry and frustrated. But now, because I've been bringing him out that much now, he's starting to behave himself. He comes back to go on his leader. So he's much better now and more handle. I can handle him much better now rather than when he was like just a puppy, 18 months to 2 years old. But he's much more mature now and knows he's got to come back and do as he's told. So there's a little stream coming along there underneath this little wooden bridge, and there's the path that you take to go down to the sandy beach area next to the water's edge. I'll go along there now just to quickly show you. But the last time I came out, when I had my camera on my cap, it turned out quite well, so that's why I've brought my cap out again and just fixed my GoPro 13 to my cap peak, and I'm now recording with it on the peak, so it's high up and you're getting a view high up towards the sky and a good view left and right to show the terrain that I'm walking along. Oh, more tea vicar. So this is where I bring Bear, and he would go straight in the water, because obviously I'd pick up like a dead tree stick like this and just chuck it in the water, and he'd gone in after it. So this is where I take Bear down and he could go for a plodge in the water there. So they'll go all the way downstream now. Right, so when I come over the bridge from Planky Mill campsite, I'll be coming back along the pathway on that side, and then I'll drop down on the Pebble Beach area there in the corner. So I'd have to cut across there and go on the stones just there, and then Bear can just go in for a plodge, or just walk along those flat stones so far in and get all his paws washed off. Right, so this is where this little stream comes down underneath that wooden bridge.